telling me I had a change of heart. I had a change of heart. I had a change of heart just to be betrayed. You spent your brother's funeral money on shopping sprees. I feel sick.
There's a whole bunch of drama now in the Tophiachu verse. I wasn't going to come back and make a video this quickly about Tophiachu, but the problem is that Brotherchu's funeral already happened. And problem is he got cremated instead of buried. Like Tophiachu was saying that they needed the GoFundMe money to bury Brotherchu. So the Reddit found out a whole bunch of stuff, and a person did call the funeral home. So a post on Reddit said, I called the funeral home and confirmed that he was cremated. The service, and it was paid for by the state. I highly doubt that the funeral home would lie about a cremation, considering that they are locals and a family-owned business. So the big question is now, what happened with the GoFundMe money? And now everybody's looking at Tophiachu saying that she must have took it. The other thing that we're going to cover in this video is that the Tophiachu defenders, the ones that rallied around her because of Brotherchu's death and telling people, hey, you know, you gotta be nice to her, she just lost a family member and she's grieving, she's suffering, are now thinking she's kind of a terrible person because she spent Brotherchu's money, the money that was supposed to go to make sure he had a nice burial, a nice funeral. She's spending it all on herself. So let's get into this. Here is a timeline of breaking down everything before we jump into the videos and the clips and everything. So on March 22nd, 2025, Tophiachu has been spending donation monies on DoorDash services and huge fast food orders. April 5th, 2025, one of Donald's friends confirms that Donald has been laid to rest through this picture. Then on April 10th, we know that Papachu got arrested again. So on April 14th, 2025, Tophiachu is caught on TikTok walking from Montgomery Bay Pizza, TJ Maxx, and Ross, despite stating the money is going to a new car, apartment, and actual essentials. 15th, 2025, the GoFundMe is allegedly being investigated, as well as many of the donors have been pulling out their donations to the GoFundMe. April 16th, 2025, a TikTok user is claiming that Donald is not buried and is currently sitting unclaimed at a morgue, despite 10 days ago a Donald's friend saying that he had been laid to rest. What actually occurred is that they had a celebration of life for Donald Slidell Jr. He is currently not laid to rest. On the same day, a Reddit user is claiming that the Bernalillo County has already cremated Donald's remains, and if true, the GoFundMe was not used for the burial. The reason why the county would do a cremation service is because the Slidell family qualifies for state assistance in the funeral process, which means considering they would have the county do it, they don't have to spend any of the money, which means what would happen to the GoFundMe. We're now going to talk about the new updates of all this crazy drama about Donald's funeral. So a user on Discord, Egg, showed and compiled evidence that Donald was cremated, he was not buried, the Slidells did not pay a cent for these services, the GoFundMe money was not spent on the cremation, they did not buy a plot of land to bury him, and they did not have a funeral, burial, or wake for Donald. The crime services in New Mexico have been the ones footing the bill. The funeral home had not seen a penny from the Slidell family. In light of this information coming out and the information that Donald was not buried, many people have been looking into a lot of things, like how much would it really cost without the state paying for it, the crime services paying for it, how much would it really cost? And a lot of people found that it wouldn't be the amount that the GoFundMe was asking for. In light of this information coming out, there have been TikTokers that came out and said, well, how could Tophiachu mislead us? How could she do such a thing during such a horrible event? And it's like, you guys should have done research on who you are donating to and who you are backing. Tophiachu had a reputation of being a narcissistic, victim mentality person. she cannot take accountability for herself. She was going to blame everyone. And then when she had an ounce of support, she was going to use it. And now all these people on TikTok feel like they were duped.
I had a change of heart. I had a change of heart. I had a change of heart just to be betrayed. You spent your brother's funeral money on shopping sprees. I feel sick. I feel sick. 'Cause I thought you were a good person. For one split second, I thought you were a good person. Girl, you need help. You need help. I don't know. That's not good. There's nothing good about that, and I'm laughing or giggling because I'm just... Girl, that is a rabbit hole you don't want to jump down. And you're full sending. You're full sending that rabbit hole. Oh no.
The reason this guy said that this is the rabbit hole that Tophiachu doesn't want to go down is because we've seen this on the internet time and time again. When somebody puts up a GoFundMe for some kind of reason, and that they need the money to help have them do something, and then the GoFundMe money was never used for that specific purpose. People on the internet then feel like their generosity, their kindness was taken advantage of. And that usually causes a huge backfire on the creators. Usually the police get involved, and it's a huge cycle. And Tophiachu doesn't understand that this is the way she's going down.
Tophia's GoFundMe is now being investigated for fraud, right?
I look a mess, but I've never really done a duet or nothing, or whatever the hell this is called. But this shit just gets under my skin. It pisses me off to how naive everyone is on TikTok about the whole Tophiachu incident, the GoFundMe. Listen, hear me out. Yes, what she went through was traumatic. What she went through was terrible. No one deserves to go through what she went through. No one deserves to lose a loved one in that type of way, you know? But she was, and always will be a classic narcissist and a classic user of the victim mentality. No matter what, she will use her trauma in terrible ways. People do that. And it's bad. It's just as bad. It makes you just as shitty of a person. I'm sorry, but she was never raised right. And it's sad. She was never, given responsibilities, taught how to do things on her own. And it's sad, but she's a grown-ass woman now. And she needs to pull her pants up and get a job. Learn that life isn't about free things just given to you. And you don't use people, too. She's using all of you guys. And it's like, you're defending the fact that she's still using the GoFundMe shit. Or she was. I heard it might be shut off now. I didn't watch the whole video. This shit just irritates me. But she used most of that GoFundMe money for her brother's funeral for herself. Just for herself. For her personal pleasure. Clothes, toys, fucking God knows what else. I lost my mom in 2018. I also lost my grandma. I don't really have family. I'm 28 years old. I don't have anyone other than a couple cousins and my boyfriend. And I'm disabled. I can't work right now. Working on that. But I had to set up my mom's memorial service, get everything planned out, and I set up a GoFundMe for my mom. And I think I only asked for like a few grand for cremation services and a memorial service. And the second I got what I needed from everyone's help, I stopped it. I shut it down. Take what you need for emergencies. She should have stopped immediately when she had a memorial service planned and got the casket and everything else. It's terrible what she's doing. She is using her brother even after he has died and gone to the afterlife. It's fucked up. Pisses me off. Y'all need to stop giving in to her. Stop sending her gifts. Fucking block her on TikTok. Let her learn the hard way. Let her go live at a homeless shelter by herself. Go find a job. Let her learn. Y'all are... Ugh. Her brother is rolling in his grave right now. Shaking his head. This is sad. This is sad and terrible for her to do. And y'all need to stop just making excuses for this behavior. pisses me off.
I totally agree with this woman. People off of TikTok know that she is a narcissistic. She is all about the victim mentality because Tophiachu likes to label herself as a victim. And I'm happy that people on TikTok are finally seeing it, because TikTok is this weird place where it doesn't matter a person's past, no matter how bad it is, you're still gonna have people that are defending you, like white knighting for you. You could do the most horrible thing and people on TikTok will still white knight for you. It's outrageous, that app. But I do, before anyone goes, oh my gosh, this lady's still talking about like the casket and everything. This video came out before we have the information that the state cremated Donald Jr. and took care of all the funeral service. So the point stands, why did Tophiachu need the GoFundMe? She didn't need it for Donald Jr.'s funeral. There was no need. The state covered it. I even showed a little paragraph of a Google search of crime service, where the state of New Mexico's crime service, if you are a victim of violence, this service would cover any funeral expenses. So the GoFundMe wasn't even needed. So this leads to the point of Tophiachu is taking this money to line her own pockets and do what she wants.
Took a screenshot, says y'all love talking shit, but then taking off the opportunity for someone to speak on this shit. Y'all donate to somebody who needs the money and then you get mad because of the way that they use it. How do you know that she didn't use the GoFundMe money for her brother? How do you know that she's not using that money for essentials and things that she needs? Y'all love to bully the crap out of people on this app and not even know their situation. Y'all don't know how the funeral industry works. Y'all don't know how long the process can take, whether you're buried or cremated. It takes a while for all the paperwork to be done, for all the signatures to be finished, for, you know, everything, all the permits to get somebody cremated, to get somebody buried. So stupid fucking comments like this really tend to piss me off. Rot in the morgue. Do you know what a morgue is? Don't talk about things that you don't know anything about. People sit in morgues, which is a cooler that slows down decomposition until people get cremated, not rotting.
The defenders of Tophiachu that, in my mind, are stupid. This lady just said that Tophiachu can use that money however she wants. No, Tophiachu can't. Tophiachu put up a GoFundMe of, this is money for Donald Jr.'s funeral. That is what the GoFundMe says. It is not for Tophiachu to go on a spending spree. That is not what the money is for. You cannot mislead people on a GoFundMe. That is something you cannot do. There has been people in the past that have gotten sued over misuse of money and misleading donors on a GoFundMe. She cannot do this. That is why that kid, that guy that was like, don't go down this rabbit hole, she's going down it, because you cannot misappropriate funds. And said that you don't know what Tophiachu is spending this on. Well, it's actually really funny because I saw a Twitter post saying that Smokey MCC got Tophiachu to admit that she was misappropriating these donations, that she was spending them all on the DoorDash, spending them on food. Tophiachu has not spoken on this new bombshell of a revelation that is going on with the GoFundMe, Donald Jr.'s funeral. So that is all the updates we have so far. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.